6 months have passed since you defeated the Netherbrain. And since then, you have seen more of life than you ever thought possible. You are greeted as a savior, a champion, a hero. But sometimes you feel like something else entirely. An adventurer, a traveler, a survivor. You faced down the gods. You thwarted the grand design. Anything seems possible. But before you can write the next chapter of your story, you must end this one. That's why you're going back to where all of this began, answering an invitation to gather with your allies and friends.
Not all of them, right? Oh yeah, all of them? Withers is my friend. He shouldn't be here. Oh, he did it.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
And we have an epilogue, I think. Millil. I don't know Millil. Do I have an inventory here?
I must be careful to not overindulge tonight, lest I lose control and
Past me.
slip into their form.
There's a face I
I'm glad for it. For this.
Yeah, Lae'zel's here as well. She's astrally projected though. She's not. She brought her sword. Wow, this song is great. My problem is to speak with animals. I don't have speak with animals on.
face I know well indeed.
So I can't talk to the owlbear. Hello. Ah. It's good to see you.
He looks coyly at the ground, suddenly shy.
I just want a pet. Yep. Hoot indeed. What have you been up to since last we met?
He snaps the air and wiggles. He's either miming fighting a many-limbed creature or dancing. It's unclear. He is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you.
You look tired. Let's say we find you a home. How about with Halsin?
The joy in the owlbear's eyes is clear. He longs to have a home, and Halsin is perfect.
Well, Halsin is perfect. In a silly himbo kind of way. Where is he? He's here. Wait, where's Lae'zel? Oh, she's just moving around. They move around.
Yes! You're here!
That's what I say. Shut up. You don't say that to me. Halsin.
A lot on my mind.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess. Just as nature intended.
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
It sounds like you need a drink.
Well, I am not normally given to imbibing, but this is a special occasion, and I believe our dear Withers procured a fine honey mead as part of the celebratory victuals. Even the most ascetic of nature's servants would be tempted by such an elixir, but that can wait. Your company is what truly drew me. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
You know, Finally, yes, let's talk about me. You first, Halsin. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
Is that the balance you wished for?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Though it is a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. True balance is no simple, fixed thing. I see that now. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but it is a thrilling sort of chaos. It thrives in ways I could never have dreamed of.
I'm glad you're happy.
As am I. I may age more slowly than most, but I do believe I've gained some new laughter lines of late. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall.
Also, Daddy Halsin.
They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
All right. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out at camp.
You would ask to be tucked in next. But whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide.
Yeah, we talked about that. I expect you'll have a few tales that will need to wait until they're older, though.
More than a few, I should think. At least I shall be equipped to explain the birds and the bees when the time comes. But I hope that time is quite a while off yet.
Druids don't have normal sexual education? Anyway. All right, let me see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
All right, I'm going to regale Halsin with tales of my past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Yeah, tell me about Thaniel and Oliver. Do you see them much?
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, are you still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it?
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
Yeah. Well, you seem more settled than I expected. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
What of the Grove, by the way? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
If you say so. I may have volunteered you for something, if you'll forgive me. Speaking of, might your new community have room for a well-behaved owlbear?
Do you truly even need to ask? Of course! Who could not open their home to a befeathered hero of Baldur's Gate? And I did promise the children I would bring them back a surprise. Imagine their faces.
That's great. That's great to hear. May I have a hug?
Always.
Stop smelling my hair. I know it smells nice.
Your embrace makes me feel safer than any armor could.
It's because of how big I am. That's why. I'll see you later.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this.
I do remember.
Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
I got a whittle duck. I need to open. I can't press tab anymore. It's right there. Oh, I still have the necromancy of Thigh with me. Jahira. Oh, wait. Lae'zel.
Jacques Van Findu. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through limbo. But nothing has made me quiver more than seeing your face here today.
I have failed an arcana. That sounds fitting. I'm gonna reach out to embrace her.
That I could touch you in flesh. Run my hands across your skin. I can feel you, even taste you in this form. But it is as if a thin layer of glass separates us. I can't quite have the whole of you. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure my projection. Worth every one of those days and every drop of their sweat. I promise you. But soon I'll find some way to see you in flesh. To touch you as you were meant to be touched.
That's a promise then. Where are you now that you couldn't be here in the flesh?
Shractalor.
I can't say I've heard of it. Should I have?
I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the Githzerai, an exiled people, once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into two.
Oh, that's cool.
Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really cool. The best choice for the job. Your tongue is as learned as your blade.
You'd know better than anyone, my love.
Yes.
Love. The word hangs in the air for a moment before Lae'zel continues, unfazed.
My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
Mm-hmm. When will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
I look forward to that day, Lae'zel. Of course, in the meantime, I'll be playing the game again, and, you know, that's just how it is. Jaheira, you're playing the flute?
Thank Mother Gith.
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
What are you talking? I miss you too, Jaheira.
How nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
Not all cities can be as beautiful as Evereshka. Baldur's Gate is itself. That's what matters.
I knew an Everescan Greycloak who would say, Baldur's Gate will be the death of me. But I can't say it doesn't hold all of life. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
Yeah, that probably will happen with her, you know, snitching. Well, all well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you have been up to.
Honestly, much more sitting down than I'd like. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. Plans to make, maps to be frowned over. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. This night offers them a brief respite from me, at least. And this place, now I look at it, it is where you all spent your first night together, no? A fine spot for an adventure to begin. A fine spot indeed.
I didn't notice. Kind of looks like it, yeah. Do you have an adventure in mind?
Just a little wander, perhaps. To stretch the legs. I'll find my way back, as I always do. I admit defeat. Baldur's Gate is my home. But that is the thing about home. The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
I don't know. Where we're standing now, this campsite is my home, even when I'm far away.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
It'd be Halsin, for sure. For sure. Astarion! It's nighttime! How's it going, dude?
Hello, darling. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And you're looking more delicious than ever, if you don't mind me saying. Whatever you've been doing with your time, it clearly worked wonders.
Thank you. You can thank my partner for that. Being with him has been a blessing.
Love is a powerful tonic. And where better to celebrate our good fortune? An old haunt with old friends.
Yeah, it's true. Last time I saw you, though, you were running from the sun. What happened?
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. I'm sorry I didn't seek you out that night. I felt ashamed. Like I'd lost everything just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that. But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours. And for all I'd lost, I gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it. I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
That's very true. I could have told you that, though.
Yes, but you say all sorts of things. Honestly, I don't even listen half the time.
That's fair.
It has made for a nice change, though. Inspiring hope in people instead of terror. Well,
This guy.
I do try to inspire a little terror. I'm still me, after all.
Well, you do the trying, at least. Do you ever miss walking in the sun, though?
I did at first. But then I realized. These shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me. I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now. This is who I am. In all my glory, for better and for worse.
No, I'm glad to hear it. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
Maybe. Yeah, his character was very close to my character. Not just because we did half of his romance, but also...
There you are.
I am here.
I was hoping you'd make your way over.
I am, but I'm just looking around, talking and things. Not talking to you, Volo. You ruined my eye. Wait, there's a clothing chest here? Oh my god. What is going on? Oh, you can play dress up. And you can do color coordinate. It's unfortunately just clothes, though. But you can do that. Gale, you're looking very godly.
Aha! Goodness. Was Faerun always so dull? Still, at least the company was worth the trip, if not the view.
So you did it. You became a god.
I told you I would, didn't I? I imagine you're wondering how all this came to be. The finer points of divine ascension are beyond mortal comprehension, I'm afraid, but I can provide a rudimentary sequence of events. First, I retrieved the crown of Karsus and reforged it using a series of precise and highly complex Netherese incantations. Then, I used it. As you know, the orb within me was the half-formed Karsite Weaver. Magic left incomplete by Karsus' self-destruction. I finished it. Using the Crown of Karsus, I turned it into a new form of magic, fused with my being, driven by my purpose. And then I put it to work. As expected, Mystra was unwilling to hand over the reins of the Weave, so I've claimed dominion over another area which I've passing familiarity. Ambition.
Ambition. What does the god of ambition offer to his followers?
I offer them nothing. I inspire them to seize their destinies for themselves. Great as the heights I've reached thus far may be, I've not forgotten my humble origins. In fact, they're central to my doctrine. Those drawn to the Galarian Creed don't merely seek my guidance as the impressive, all-powerful being I've become. Ambition is about beginnings. It's not just about the heights, but the lows that preceded them. I was nothing. A drifting dust mote of a wizard, abandoned by my goddess, my powers lost, my reputation destroyed. And look at me now. I'm their proof. Proof their hopes are not barren wastes, but the loamy soil in which their future achievements will flourish. Proof that with ambition, anything is possible.
The true Hustle King. Well, you're no different than any other god, letting mortals do all the work. That's a good line. Yeah, so that's interesting. So you help mortals help themselves, I suppose. Is that what you're doing? I mean, self-help kind of. It's not really self, because if he's helping him, either way.
Precisely. Though that isn't to say I'm averse to the odd bit of direct encouragement. A whisper in the ear of a struggling artisan. A breeze to flutter the pages of a tome before a frustrated mage. A magical weapon stumbled upon by a desperate would-be hero. I am ambition incarnate. As indistinguishable from that most potent sensation as Mystra herself is from the Weave. And word is spreading. There are already several shrines in my honor scattered across the outer reaches of Thay, and rumors of a very prominent temple under construction in Arm. This is only the beginning.
What can I say, Gale? I'm impressed.
I thought you would be. Now, divine as my company undoubtedly is, I have an eternity to catch up with you. A luxury few others at this party possess. Don't let me deprive them of your company, or mine, for that matter. It's not every day a newborn god shows up to the reunion.
Indeed it isn't. I wonder what happens if I talk to them again.
It's quite something, isn't it? To be in the presence of the divine. Fear not. That tingling sensation is merely your body's way of alerting you to my presence. It's perfectly harmless. In small doses. The material plane. I'd almost forgotten what it's like.
Oh, and what's her name? Mira?
Well, there he is. Gale in all his glory. I hope you're happy, the god of ambition. Have you ever heard anything more ridiculous?
Don't tell him that. Tara, that's her name. Well, I think he'll make an excellent addition to the Pantheon.
Ambition, aspiration, greed and hubris is all I hear. The Gale I knew wasn't like this. He recognized his mistakes. He was contrite. All he wanted to do was live. Unfortunately, he fell into company that turned his gaze toward foolishness. Yes, I mean you.
Well, it worked, didn't it? He wanted to ascend, and he did it. I'm happy for him.
Then you're just as mad as he. I know there's nothing you could have done to stop him. Not really. Once he'd decided to learn nothing from his mistakes, what use were either of our protests? Perhaps you'd be willing to come meet Gale's mother sometime? She misses him so. And I know it would do her heart a world of good to discuss her son with someone who knew him as he was.
Oh, I'd love to, yeah.
Jolly good. I'll tell Mrs. Dekarios to be expecting you. Oh, she'll be delighted. Things just haven't been the same without himself cluttering up the place. Enjoy your party, dear. I've heard you quite deserve a celebration.
I've heard that as well. Lae'zel is just going around.
This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
Nice is the right word for it.
Growing size.
Oh, Lae'zel. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Absolute emergency over, declares Fist. Last illithids routed from sewers. Criminals consolidate. Guild uses rebuilding efforts to expand power. Baldur's Mouth editor resigns. Links to Gortash regime unfounded. Shares's raconteur... Raphael reported dead. Oh yeah, Raphael was dead, yeah. Black market, black magic, devil's fee goods still unaccounted for. Yeah, I took all the things. Selenite outpost decimated rather, by unknown assailant, now protected by the sword of Selûne, Dame Aelin. Selenite outpost. Wait, what? Was decimated? Oh, it was decimated before, but Dame Aelin went in there and protected that place. Good for her. For them, I assume. Head banker deposed at counting house because I didn't give him the money. Fuck him. I told him to take it as an expense, which he should actually, because that makes sense. Karlach.
Oh shit. Oh my god! He wasn't kidding. With us, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean.
I've missed you too.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish Wyll and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Ernest. You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet, soldier.
I hope not. I'm so glad to hear you might be able to fix your heart. I'm just so happy.
Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldur's Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out?
You better, or I'll hunt you down myself.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise. It smells so good here!
Yeah, the hells probably smell very bad. Oh boy, Minsk. Hello.
Ah, breathe deep, Boo. The smell of heroes sings from every stone in this place. To meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor. For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Happy?
Yes. Honored, of course.
It's good to see you, Minsk, and Boo too. And Happy?
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder. It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend, while we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down, for 2 hours.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, hmm? It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achsome.
Oh, I see. So you're still chasing after the guild. I thought you'd made your peace with them.
So I have. Though it is a peace made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. 9 Fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels. And so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site. Even from her. But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you. How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
Oh, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh, gods.
But enough, my friend! I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been, what you have done.
Oh, just happily putting all this behind me, honestly.
Bah, Boo does not believe your bitter words. You stepped through the Dusty One's portal willingly enough, no? And without Minsk even there to toss you. Now, Halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. So you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. Wyll Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers, Devil Horde, and Angel Hearted. Lae'zel of Kresh Killer, true child of Gith.
That's not...
And true friend to Boo. Though she will and say it is not so. Astarion, who is banished by the sun itself for fear his Spanish soul might outshine it. We visit him much down in the dark places, though he often moves his lair without remembering to tell Minsk where.
I can't imagine why.
Gale, who now names himself a god. Though in truth, Minsk has known few wizards who did not think of themselves so. Shadowheart. 2 gods tugged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair? Halsin, Archdruid of Arch somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there, the champion of the Hells herself. Karlach Demon's Bane, Devil's Bane, Merkul Ball and Bane. Once the guild is made of goodness once more, Bull shall scratch the Hells wide open and find a way to bring her back. And finally, Jahira. If this is a name you do not already know, then not even Bull can save you. Study them well, sneak thief. For the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves, who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
There is. Happy, you're,
He's going to kill me, isn't he? Not the big mad bastard. The hamster.
It's a giant space hamster miniature thing. I don't know the order of the words, but yeah, that may very well be, actually. Milil, who are you? I need to find Shadowheart.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
No, the music's fine. You seem glum. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
What were you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None. I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. I'll leave you in quiet to your terrible fate.
Suppose I'll get back to it then.
Yeah. I'll have to look you up on Wikipedia later. It's all right. It's all right. Where is Shadowheart? That's Gale. This was where Shadowheart slept. I think. Is she somewhere else? There's somebody here. She is here. Hey.
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
Are you joking? I've been counting the days.
Honestly? So have I. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever. You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
I'll take that as a compliment. You look good too.
I suppose I do, don't I? I'm glad you seem well. Truly.
Feeling is mutual.
I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same.
Tell me what you've been up to.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister.
Oh, come on, tell all. Where have you been? What have you seen?
One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. Gods, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
I was truly heroic.
And oh so modest.
Yeah. What else have you been doing?
Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharans on a couple of occasions. Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister. Now other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice. Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poisoned blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable little plans.
You have a friend on the inside? You mean Nocturna?
None other. The matter of her faith and allegiances remains complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend. I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes, I'll be ready.
You must be wondering what I've been doing this past while.
Must I? You presume a great deal. I'm joking. Of course I want to know. Tell me all.
That's one of the first lines she has in her dialogue, and that's a direct reference to that, if you have forgotten, which you may, but I haven't. I'm gonna boast of adventures I've embarked on since we've parted ways with her.
Do you ever rest? Think of all those poor, budding adventurers looking to make a name for themselves. Take some time off and give them a chance, why don't you? Hopefully these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together. Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves.
Don't worry, we'll keep in touch.
I'm sure we will, but let's be proactive about it all the same. We're more than capable. After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars.
You'd be surprised how difficult that is. Anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Don't be a stranger.
I hope not. I don't know what the future is or holds for us, or for any of these people, but who am I missing? Apart from Volo, mind you. Who am I missing? Who am I forgetting? Wyll. I didn't talk to Wyll. Hello, Wyll. I think he said hello to me when we joined, and I just said, no, not now. Let me go. Actually, oh, there's something else in here. Oh, to end my adventure. We go in there. Yeah, not right now. Let's talk to Wyll. Hey, Wyll. Don't want to talk to me?
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
I'm gonna breathe deeply and take in the scents around me. Rolling my dice again. Succeeding this time.
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
I smell fragrant flowers in a mysterious accent I can't quite place.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in. But get this. If those blueprints work, I could reverse engineer my stone eye. Instead of Mazora tracking me, I could track her. It's past time for her old pet to sink in his fangs.
I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around. Most of the time.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
How have you been faring without your warlock powers?
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
Good for you. Good for you. Have you had any time to visit your father in the meantime?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Oh, so they're all social workers and stonemasons and gardeners and stuff. I'm glad to hear the big change for the Flaming Fist.
Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Go for it. I'm sure your constitution... No, it's only 15. We'll get you there.
Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source
gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up the
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Look, I don't pay attention. I don't care. I choose whatever things are random. I don't care if it's 14 apples and a stale loaf of bread. Oh boy. Gale is really far apart from the team. Yeah, let's... I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. Let's talk to Volo.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Oh yeah, I think I didn't talk to Withers. Have you come seeking a statement for your next tell-all?
Oh, I wouldn't bother you with such things during a party. And anyway, I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
Shouldn't it be The Hero and I?
I, me. It's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Where's Withers? Why is there a dagger +1 here? Still have my equipment. Yeah, where's Withers?
Perhaps the bard knows some of my favorites. Unless my taste in music is too antique, of course.
Antique. Yeah, where the hell's Withers? Yeah, I don't know where he is. Maybe over here? This place is looking very fancy. Oh, he's here. Hello.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I can't help but feel that some things have been left undone.
If thou could only see the paths of fate untaken, thy mind would surely break. Be glad of thy chosen path. It is, after all,
That is so well delivered.
thine. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
Yeah, I suppose I'll return to the party. Mind Flayer parasite specimen here. Circle of Death? Wait, what? Oh, Circle of Death. Yeah. Gold pendant. Burks. A scroll? A missive in Withers' hand, addressed to some unknown entity. Though you understand the alphabet, the script, and the words themselves, the meaning eludes you. You glean only the impression of dark sun in white sky and an offer. Or perhaps a warning. Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate signed. A missive... wait. I clicked on the wrong thing. For my adventuresome muse, our fates are bound, my wisdom vast. I dearly hope our kinship lasts. Deepest affections... Volo, Thump, Gedarm, poet, artist, savant, etc. A poorly drawn map of the city is captioned in flamboyant script. What follows is the most thorough and accurate account of the city and people of Baldur's Gate, the sordid gem of the Sword Coast. And an editor's note in crimson ink flows. V. This volume is startlingly accurate, save for the nonsense about the Black Dragon Gate. It is not alive, no matter how many vagrant hags claim otherwise. Commission someone else to draw the map. Yep. Essence of Planetar Feather. The Book of Willing Souls. A neat list of Baldurians and the deaths that befell them, beneath an annotation from Withers. Souls snuffed out in the battle for the Baldur's Gate. Perhaps some might deign to return, should their city have ever need again. Because that's where he gets his souls from the future, because he's a god. That's how it is. Savrin Ortholo crushed by a falling roof as he held the doors for others to flee. Nancy D charged a mind flayer that entered her granddaughter's room, died with her second best scissors in its eye. Borelli Quickflint brought a Nautiloid down over the bay. Good job, Borelli. Good job. Got divine odds? What's that? Wait, what?
Have a lot on my mind. And well, in it.
What is that? Are those dice?
Best get going.
They are dice. I can't inspect them or anything. Huh. Let's go back. See if I missed anything. Oh, there's the food. I haven't even looked at the food. There's Naogi rolls. Oh my god. There's meat and green grapes and Baldurian mash. Ooh, that looks pretty good actually. And Karlak, which looks the best as per usual. Oh, there's a bunch of Balduran gazettes over here. Wait, chest of grateful words? I'll look at that in a little bit. Last holdout cultists cleared from Temple of Ball. Volotham Kedarm's Guide to Baldur's Gate Bard seeks contributors to newest edition. Iron Throne wreckage continues to block shipping lanes. Complain merchants. Settlers bound for lands upriver amid claims. Curse is lifted. Not a goblin creature spotted, or it's not a goblin. Creature spotted crawling along Helfsong Bar reported to be a Githyanki child? Is that the egg? Is that the egg that I did? I think that's the egg that I did, isn't it? Business boom. Take your troubles to the House of Grief. And we have another one over here. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Small Sun, Tor new district built by Alturian refugees. Good for them. Witnesses encounter vampire spawn and live to tell the tale. Oh, the vampire spawn in the underground. Janeth House, that means that they're nice. Or nice-ish. Janeth House to host Evening of Art and Culture, celebrating salvation of city. Good for them as well. New Bardic School Tiefling founder secures Upper City funding for a new Bardic School. That is I forget her name. Lacrissa and Alfira, I think. Monument planned for Heroes of the High Hall. Oh, that's us. Heroes of the High Hall, not Heroes of Baldur's Gate. Ravenguard returned to full strength. Gondians no more. Wolbrin Bongle's Iron Hand gnomes take center stage. Wave Servant murder solved. Yeah, I did that. Iron Hands and Gondians rebuild. City's new era of ingenuity. And Serial Killer unmasked as crazed ballists. Yeah, did that as well. Planar Pains. City caught in the center of a Githyanki war. Yeah, that's what happened. Thorm's army dispersed from Baldurian borders. Fresh stock, an interview with the new master of Ramazith's Tower. Report, Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. That's the 6 months on Ramazith's Tower without its wizard. We have over here, High Harper no more. Hero Druid goes to ground. That's probably about Jahira, I would guess, because she was the High Harper. And Almond Cakes of Avernus. Elturian refugees and owners of city's newest cafe share their recipe. Site of Foundry Blast still sectioned off, says Fist. Okay, yeah, that's all related to us. Let's see what this is. It's a lot of letters. Letters from Gur and a bunch of people? Official guild letter. To the hero of the realms. We have followed your adventure closely from the day you fell from that doomed Not Lloyd to the final blow you struck the Nether Brain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you've found. Thus, we thought to extend a greeting to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. With the deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Letter from Barkus. Barkus Root, not Wolbram. To whom it may concern, Withers gave me this address and said I could consider writing, thus an update. The Iron Hand gnomes are nearly beyond help, but I have managed to yoke them into something resembling a coherent force for innovation. We've been hired to assist in the city's reconstruction, and our steam-powered object motorations are helping to move building supplies in every part of the city. It's nothing, really. I am well. I trust you are, too. We deserve it, after all, don't we? Yeah, we do, Barkus. Letter. Oh, art color. To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. So he made it. He survived. Awesome. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, and children of all ages in Halsinskir. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old songs drift on the wind, ever louder, I know I have mere days left. But I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I am grateful for my last moments. Do visit me someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist's grave, I know I'd love to see you. Art color. Yeah, so he's dying. He may have died already for all we know. Letter from Valyria. She is also around. Salutations. I am writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Baalian bash a half year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Ball cult in your absence, you understand, and am working on routing the remaining Ballists from our fair city, with the newly promoted Blaze de Vela Fountainhead in tow, of course. Good for her. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public. An alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bindle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valyria, Sleuth of Helm. Postscriptum. Any advice on getting Ballist blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Yep, I figured. Didn't she complain about blood? I think somebody complained about blood. Either way, that's Valyria. Ravengard. Hero of Baldur's Gate. Vanquisher of the Absolute. The city is forever in your debt. For without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before. It suffered the Absolute's touch. And that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes as nearer destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gortash disguised as, quote, safety, unquote, and, quote, security, unquote. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Alder Ravengard. So he became... Did he become... Yeah, he's the new Archduke. Or the same. Well, maybe not Archduke, but he was the Grand Duke. So, yeah. We have Arabella here. Hey, you. It's Arabella. You remember me, right? Of course. She's been with us since the beginning. She's probably the biggest... The first biggest quest. As in, like, an important quest. Saving her from Koga. Bone Man once said, I needed to find balance. Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted out its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave, like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do. I just did. After you squished the brain, Birdman showed up. Beardman showed up. Said the weave led him... Oh, that's Elminster. Said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all the leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah. And Sebastian. Do I remember Sebastian? I think I do. But I remember the name. But I can't place his name now. After so long in a vampire's cell... Oh yeah, there was Astarion's first. After so long in a vampire's cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write. But what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you killed Cazador and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood. And gods, did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. Cazador's house spawn? Huh. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever. But we aren't the prisoners we once were either. And that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people. Yep. Not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you, now and forever, Sebastian. And we got Floric. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Well, that's interesting, because I never doubted her, or at least not her legitimacy. She's presented as truthful from the start, and so, like, I sort of knew what she was, that she was trying to do her best for the city. Anyway, perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again. At Joaquin's Rest, in Moonrise Towers, in Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it, singing. Wait, what? No, it's not the ghost. Arachna's lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. Not Counselor anymore, just Floric. And we have a letter from the Gur as well. To the Spawn Astarion, so it's not for me. Huh. I wonder if the game is confusing me with my companions again. Greetings from the family of Ulma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. You know this letter finds you well, or we know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children, who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we could have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy. But then we met you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes, painful, but possible. You saved our children first from Gazador and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. Oh, that's really nice, actually. Oh, we have everything. We have Marina here as well. Elminster. We have a letter from Elminster. Do you recall the day we first met, my boy? You could have been no more than 8 summers old, clutching your mother's apron, eyebrows singed off by the fireball you'd unleashed into your neighbor's rosebush. You were crying because the flowers were so beautiful and you did not mean to destroy them. How kind, how eager, how brilliant you were, and yet so naive. You could not yet see that power was so carelessly begets destruction, but so too might your good nature be guiding light by which your abilities might shape our world for the better. Where is that child now, I wonder? Did he remain a Blackstaff, now nose buried in his books? Does he live with his mother's aging heart, weeping for those roses? Or is he within you still, lost amongst the trappings of godhood you so casually adorn yourself with? Wherever he is, I hope he can forgive me. To him, I promise I will not make the same mistakes again. Yeah, Elminster didn't like what happened. Yeah. Alfira. She did right. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elf Song Tavern? Yep, I think we know the news. Well, she woke me up one morning all excited and told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to a house in the lower city and that had a plaque hanging up outside it. A plaque with your and Lihal's names on it. The School of Music beneath. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before you knew it, or before I knew it, I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the elf song to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometime. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. And yeah, she did promise, or she did say that she wanted to make a school for bards. Letter from Damon. Hey there, would you mind passing this on to Karlach? Thanks a mil. Karlach, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Damon. Can I actually do that? Can I give them the letters? That'd be awesome. Although, we're getting satisfactory enough that we're getting to read them. We have Nocturna here, or Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short as I remain surrounded by Shar's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of bravery that you did, or of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness. Until we find each other again, yours always, Nocturna. And a letter from Voss. Githyanki's script Tirsu adorns one side of the page. The other is written in common tongue, Shellac. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever brighter. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Vlakith's death draws nearer. I have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing to and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves or traveled to crashes, dedicating themselves to our cause as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zerith, man in Ranagith, it's complicated, the Githzerai's god king, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable. Yeah, that was very exciting to hear Lae'zel talk about it. But with the Githzerai at our side, not even the full force of Githraki could stop us. If Vlakith is to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. That would be like a shattering event to the lore of D&D. Voss, just Knight of the Comet. Yeah. In Letter of Hope. I had a dream last night. Wait, Letter of Hope? From Hope. Oh crap, I forget Hope. Oh yeah, of course I remember Hope. How could you forget? I can't do her accent though. I had a dream last night, he writes. Not that there are any nights here, or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you. And you were here with me, and I had served bread and jam, and oat crackers, and cheese, and enough tea to quench a desert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have the words to answer, so instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, the boudoir of a grand kitchen, or is a grand kitchen, the boudoir is, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am Hope, and I persist because of you. And Mayrina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby. Oh, that's great. A beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night, and I've barely slept. But I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author! It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. She did think that, actually. I'm trying to remember if I told her that. I don't think I told her that. I think she said that. I'd be a terrible mother. But you can tell her that, and I think it just goes into the same line. I couldn't have been more wrong, she says. Next time we meet, pints are on me. Irina. Oh, that's really sweet. And 9 fingers here. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball. So I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of a fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink with in my guild hall, if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck, and see if you can get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. I definitely will not be disappointed. I don't think I can, though. Letter from Zevlor here. I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup the priests pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It is only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still. Along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Elturel's unworthy legions, I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it, power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief effort, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I am content. Come and see us when you can, Zevlor. I don't think I can. I think that's the end of the game. Jaheira.
I need a moment for the two of us.
I won't send too many letters back to the gate while I'm away. I will try to enjoy solace. But you look disbelieving.
Yeah. Oh, Jaheira. Anyway, I think it's time to tell Withers that that we're done.
Yes.
I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen and beautiful people. Baldur's Gate 3 has finished at around January 2024. I am in love with this game. This is the single best role-playing game we have on computer or consoles or anywhere, really, apart from, tabletop role-playing games. This is just a freaking masterpiece. And I can't believe, I still can't believe it's a real game. It's unbelievable. I didn't expect so much to be in the game of such high, tremendous quality, and I haven't stopped thinking and playing this game since January. It's May now, and the Let's Play is done. So thank you so much for watching from the beginning to the end, or just a few episodes, or just the last episode, or just this bit over here where I rant a little bit about the game. Not really rant, just gush about the game, because it's been a journey. Look forward to more Let's Plays of this in the channel. I'm doing a multiplayer session as well, for people multiplayer, and we're also having tremendous amounts of fun with that, and we're making a Let's Play of that, as hopefully you'll see in the channel as well. And obviously, if this is all that you want to see from Baldur's Gate, then thank you so much once again. I'm sad that we're not going to get another Baldur's Gate game from Larian. I'm glad that they're confident that is the decision. But yeah, if you haven't heard the news, Larian has announced, as of the time of this video going up, and just it's been a month or so since they did that, and they announced that basically they will stop working with Wizards of the Coast, and they are not interested in making DLC or Baldur's Gate 4 or anything of the sort. So this is the last we'll see of the adventures of these characters, which I'm okay. I'm okay with that, because this game has tremendous amounts of scope, and you can have the same. You can have more of these characters. We saw only one facet of their story in this Let's Play, and every one of these companions has tremendously different character growths and character growths. That sounds like a thing they should see a doctor about. But no, they just have tremendously different character arcs depending on your choices, character you play, and obviously there's the Dark Urge, which I also intend to play and make a Let's Play of, to see what that is all about. And you have the tactical mode, or whatever it's called. Well, we played in tactical mode, this Let's Play, maximum difficulty at the time of release, but since then there's now a permadeath mode. I don't know what it's called, or an honor mode or something like that. Either way, this game is absolutely incredible. I can't recommend it highly enough, and I hope you have enjoyed. So, I'll see you again. Bye.